Right, it is dark, it is rainy, but I waited long enough to plant out my onion seedlings. I started all these from seed. I already did 36 of the candy onions, 1, 2, 3 rows of 9, and I just started my red onions. Here's one of them. So again, I started all these from seed. This is red ambrosia, I think is the name, and the white ones are candy onions. But they separated really easily. I grew them up in my solarium. I'm separating them out. I'm growing them every 3 inches. So I'm using the square foot method. So that means I get to use these. I'm growing 9 in 1 square foot. If you use the square foot method of gardening, this is a lifesaver. I don't even think this is by them. I just got it off of Amazon or Etsy. I can't even remember, but this thing's awesome. But I'm just gonna keep going, see if I can do it one-handed. So I've already got my little hole there. I'm gonna get most of my roots down deep, but I want my onion to sit right up at the top like that. See, it's still just sitting at the top. Preferably I get more of those roots in there, but just like that. Perfect. And the drizzling will water them in. All right, that's 72 onion seedlings in the rain at night. All right, welcome back to the allium bed. Alliums include garlics and onions, so that's what I'm planting in this bed. Last night in the rain, I planted out 72 onion seedlings that I started from seed. 3 rows of 12 of candy white onions, and then 3 rows of 12 of red something, some kind of red onion. Now I'm gonna plant my 3 types of garlic. I just separated out the cloves. I kept the biggest, prettiest ones. I'm gonna plant them out. I'm using the square foot method for planting garlic also. Every 4 inches, so I'm gonna plant 9 cloves of garlic in 1 square foot. Sometimes people aren't even consciously using square foot method. If you plant it every 3 or 4 inches, that's basically the square foot method. It's just high intensity gardening. So let's do it. So I have this here, and let me show you this real fast. So depending on, something like radishes or carrots, you can grow them really close together. So you can grow 16 4x4. Something like cabbage, where you would only grow 1 per square foot. You would just put it right in the middle. Depending on the size of the plant, you space it out differently. This time I'm gonna use the 9. I have this little dipper. And these little holes every 9. And then I like taking this as a placeholder, putting it right in the corner, so I know exactly where to move. And then I'm gonna keep making my 9. Keep it parallel with your other row. I feel like I'm almost going off already. So now my bed is 6 feet by 4 feet. So I'm gonna do 2 feet in from this way and then 2 feet in from the other way. So I'm gonna stop right here with 2. I'm gonna make my holes a little bit bigger just with some gardening tool I have. All right, now my holes are spaced properly. They're big enough holes for about 2 or 3 inches deep. Then I'm gonna come through and mulch on top of this. So I'll have 4 or 5 inches between the clove and the top. So my first out of the 3 is my only soft neck. I'm growing 1 soft neck and 2 hard necks. I'm taking the biggest, fattest cloves. The stumpy end goes down, that's the root end. The pointy end goes up. All right, there's 36 Inchulum red soft neck garlics going in. I'm gonna prep the soil for my hard necks. Chestnut red is our first hard neck. I'm growing them at the same spacing, 4 inches on center. All right, the final variety of garlic I'm growing, the 3rd variety, is Music. It is another hard neck. This is the only variety that I also grew last year. Last year I grew 3 varieties, similarly 2 hard necks and a soft neck. Music was my favorite from last year, so I decided to grow it again. Okay, this is why I like the music and hardneck so much. This is 1 clove. Look at that in my palm. This is the size of like a quarter of a normal bulb of garlic, of soft neck from the grocery store. This is humongous. All right, just planted out all my garlic. 108 cloves, 36 of each. Insulum red, soft neck artichoke type. Artichoke just refers to the type of garlic. It's not actually an artichoke. Chestnut red, it's a purple stripe type of hardneck. And music is a porcelain type of hardneck. So even the hardnecks are different types of hardnecks. 3 rows of 12 of each variety, right next to 72 onions, 36 of 2 different varieties also. I'm gonna cover these, give them a little bit more compost and some mulch. All right, here we are a couple days later. I've added compost on top, about an inch or 2 layer of compost, then 2 or 3 inches of chopped up straw on top of that. Even though I'm in Oakland, California, zone 10A, I'm definitely not gonna get a hard frost. I still think mulching is a good idea. Helps retain the moisture, gives a little bit more protection from whatever elements might be out there. Yeah, can't wait to see this in action.